I now introduce Katariina Vartiainen. She is Senior Environmental Analyst at the Nordic Investment Bank. Katariina, I hope you can hear us and we can hear you. Katariina, you there?
Hello, are you able to hear me?
All right, we're good. That's fine. So, Katariina will expand this conversation about green taxonomy and what implication will this have on the funding of businesses, attracting financing, and the business environment in general. I need to warn you, Katariina, you're the last speaker and we're out of time. So any minute that you can save us would be greatly appreciated. But at the same time, this is an important topic, an important conversation. So you know, whatever it takes, that's there for you. Katariina, please, the floor is yours, 10 minutes.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and greetings from Helsinki. Nice to be online with you, and I tried to be short and sweet as it was requested. Just a few words in the beginning about NIB, and then I continue on taxonomy because that's the main topic of my presentation. So NIB is the international finance institution of the 8 Nordic Baltic countries. We are a bit selective in our financing, so we finance annually about 60 to 70 projects, and we agree loans of some 3 to 4 billion euros annually. We provide sustainable and long-term financing to our customers, both from the private and public sectors. So our vision is prosperous and sustainable Nordic Baltic region. We have a dual mandate. This mandate is setting the scene. What are we able to finance? So we are looking for productivity gains and environmental benefits. So ultimately, we look for sustainable growth. We are always, in each of the loan cases, we are asking our clients, how is this investment benefiting the economy and society? At the same time, also, we want to dwell into the how is it benefiting the environment? So in order to do that, we have developed our own framework, so our own taxonomy, with key drivers to be able to rate each investment against these 2 mandates. Obviously, when we are talking about the green investments, we are looking at the projects that are rated with the environmental rating of the 2 notches up there, excellent and good. And why are we today? Why are we today talking about sustainable finance and EU's Green Deal? It's the obvious reason that there is no time to waste. And now comes my Greta Thunberg message to you. With the current pace of utilizing renewable and non-renewable resources, by 2050, we would need almost 3 planets to sustain our ways of living. We need to rethink the ways we produce, consume, and exchange so that we can all live within the boundaries of our planet. So to tackle some of these challenges, EU has set ambitious targets for 2030, we have heard that, and there is also an aim to go to net zero emissions by 2050. Many of NIB member countries have also set their own targets, naming that Finland is aiming for carbon neutrality in 35 and Sweden 45. I strongly believe that the Nordic and Baltic countries, industries and companies can be in the forefront in the green transition. In NIB's member countries, energy transition is already moving onwards, and the shift to low carbon would be very much needed in the cases of transport, buildings, and industry. NIB is supporting this journey in the Nordic and Baltic countries and has been involved with the green financing in this region already for 45 years and is willing to continue on this. Now, what I want to say in the picture in the right bottom corner, it's representing to you the fact that the banks are stepping up their efforts. You see in the picture that there has been already many sustainable finance instruments in the market. For years, there has been already green loans and green bonds. You heard already in the Neste's presentation that they have been issuing a green bond, which was kind of creating a lot of interest to the market. But there are also other financial products entering the market, such as sustainability-linked loans, sustainability-linked bonds, and social bonds. The other side of the coin, what I want to here also say to you, that banks are stepping up their game in another way as well, that they are trying to also clearly rule out some type of the activities which are contradicting to the Paris alignment, such as investments linked with fossil fuels. Example to coal and oil. NIP, for instance, hasn't been financing for over 10 years already new investments to coal assets. Now I step into the EU taxonomy. You already heard a little bit that this is a new legislation which is coming. So it's a harmonized criteria to define if an economic activity is environmentally sustainable or not. It will create a common language to be used. In the previous slide, you saw that there has been already a growing market of the green loans and green bonds, but there is not really a common definition. What is green? What does it mean to kind of do an economic activity? When is it sustainable or green? So this EU taxonomy tries to kind of clarify the rules, what are considered green. It will be transparent for everybody to understand, and it will also enable a combat against greenwashing. The development of this taxonomy has been in the hands of the financial market players, industry groups, NGOs, and researchers. And one very important element to be aware of, that it's based on science, allowing the transition to be achieve EU's net zero target for 2050. So where are we now, and how does this EU taxonomy work? I have a picture there on my slide. So there is now 2 different taxonomies available. They are still in the draft form. They are for the climate change mitigation and climate change adaptation. In 1 month's time, there will be a new, the finalized taxonomies released and published by the EU Commission. But in this year's time, the EU Commission is also planning to finalize the taxonomies for these 4 other objectives seen on the picture. So water and marine resources, circular economy, pollution prevention, and healthy ecosystem. So I would advise you to keep an eye on very much on this development. So a few words still about the taxonomy. So it will contain, or it contains, these 2 taxonomies contains approximately 70 economic activities from various sectors such as energy, buildings, industry, forestry, and transport. They are the ones which are the most significantly contributing to the objectives of climate change mitigation and adaptation. There are technical screening criteria, so thresholds. If you go into the documentation, you look for a certain sector, and then you see what would be the technical screening criteria or threshold you need to be passing. So they are most often to the product level or the intensity of carbon emissions, what you would be producing. The other concept to grasp is the do no significant harm. So the taxonomy is also requiring that when you are eligible for this green, to have a label of green, you shouldn't be doing any significant harm to the other 4 objectives. For instance, that you wouldn't produce huge amounts of waste, or you wouldn't pollute the water, or wouldn't contribute negatively to the ecosystem surrounding you. Lastly, there is also a requirement that you need to comply with minimal social safeguards, so with UN and OECD guidelines. So this is a package that I very much encourage you to start dwelling on. So then, last words about the taxonomy now. So NIP as an institution has been following up the development of the taxonomy for many years already. This is really a tool what we will start to align our internal documentation and tools against. It will be also a reference point for our green bonds. I must say also to you that the investment will not be limited only to the green or taxonomy eligible activities, because there is only 70 now sectors kind of covered, or economic activities covered. But of course, if you want to kind of finance green investments, then this is the list to look for. So also for you, as if you are a company owner or dealing with your kind of business development, I would say very much to you that this is an opportunity to demonstrate your performance, can assist your company to plan transition, and this will require also reporting requirements. My last words, my time is running out. So my last word is for you is that the green is the new black. Many studies indicate that sustainable companies are more profitable. So start setting up your ambitious sustainability targets already today. Thank you.
Katariina, that was great. Thank you. A quick question for you. An audience member is interested. When do you expect business world will start to feel the pressure from the banks, like real pressure from the banks to go green? If you want to have any business with that bank or any investment or any credit line or whatever, what is your impression on that regard from the inside of the industry? Very quickly.
Well, I guess we heard already from the previous presentation that in Neste's case, this is the hot topic that all the investors are asking about the climate and what are their approach to that. So I would say that there is already a pressure there. So really that start planning your disclosures and having your targets. So the time is now.
Katariina, great. Thank you very much for joining us.